What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Showdown. In this episode, I'm going to be highlighting a team that's more of a hyper offense style. It's a team that hits hard, hits often, doesn't switch out for much, and is just about getting that damage going. So you're going to notice I've got Tyranitar, Excadrill, a great combo. Tyranitar is my lead. It doesn't carry a standard set of moves. It's got Fire Blast and Ice Beam to deal with a lot of common leads or standard walls to Tyranitar, in addition to a Focus Sash, so that if necessary I can get at my Stealth Rocks before I die and can bring an Excadrill to sweep with that Sand Rush. It's Life Orb, Max Attack, Expert Belt View, Choice Band, Talonflame, get that priority, Mega Lopunny for that Fake Out, and big damage, and it's really fast. Intimidate with Gyarados and Dragon Nest setup. It's a strong team. Looking at his team though, he's got a lot of threats himself. Contrary Superior can do some big damage, especially in combination with Weavile, which is a total threat. It's grown in popularity like crazy. It can hit hard with Life Orb knockoffs, Icicle Crash, and it's so fast. Gengar can hit hard. Garchomp, based on his team, it's standard bulky Chomp, defensive and gets up rocks and Dragon Tail and such, or maybe Rocky Helmet. But based on the look of his team, it's probably offensive. He's got Bisharp, which hits hard. So yeah, we're both looking for a pretty fast match. So anyways, let's get into it. He leads off with Chomp. I'm going to lead off with my T-Tar because that's my standard lead. So I'm pretty happy to stay in on this thing and just go for an Ice Beam right away. He goes for Earthquake, but because of that Focus Sash, I'm living. And he's not bulky Chomp, so there's no way he's living this Ice Beam. I actually have a little bit of speed investment, and I have some special attack investment. But I'm happy to go down to the Shadow Ball because then I can bring in my Excadrill. Sand Rush, Max Attack, it's going to do some damage on whatever wants to come in. So I'm just going to go for Iron Head. I think his best bet was, hope I go for an Earthquake and then bring in Levitate, Gengar, and potentially get an extra turn to live. Now he's basically just going to go for Sucker Punch, get some damage off, and because I'm Life Orb, that's going to limit the amount of turns I have to actually attack. So I've only got one more attack left, however, that's pretty much going to get me a kill on anything on his team. So I'm going to go for another Iron Head that hits his whole team hard. It actually doesn't kill Superior, which I'm really surprised by, but Iron Head also gets the flinch, so I was like, you know what, I'll take it. I guess it works. And the Sandstorm's gone, so I'm okay with that. Now, Priority Brave Bird, Choice Banded, Talonflame, Max Attack. This thing is going to do some major damage, and that's exactly what it does. He has Ice Shard, which might have done a good amount of damage. Not sure, but I outspeed with Brave Bird. He probably had to go for Knockoff or Icicle Crash to KO, and even Alakazam. This thing is so frail. So there's Hyper Offense in a nutshell. Hit hard, hit often, and we won that battle in such a short game. That was like 8 turns. So anyways, that is not the only Hyper Offense game I have. We've also got another match against I Am Aries. And looking at his team, Mega Altaria is going to do a lot of work against my team. I got to be really careful playing around that thing. That is such a good Pokemon. And Tornadus T is going to be really difficult to take down. So it's pretty important I get my Stealth Rocks up. And I'm not really sure what he's going to lead with, but no matter what, I'm pretty safe in my lead with T-Tar. So let's get into this battle. So he leads on with Landorus Therian. I'm 100% okay with that. He thinks I might switch out, set up rocks or something. I'm just going to go for Ice Beam. It doesn't matter that he intimidated me. And he actually lives. I'm actually quite surprised. He must be a bulkier variant. He's got leftovers, so it doesn't surprise me too much. But now this Lando T is pretty much crippled, and he's just going to sack it. So I'm A-okay with that. I'm at 100% HP. I can actually get up my rocks. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got my Focus Sash. I'm going to live a hit. And I don't have Crunch, so I can't actually hit this thing hard like I would have liked to. And I actually misplay here. I saved my T-Tar thinking that I have Sandstorm activate before Stealth Rock, so I was going to save him so that I could get up the Sandstream later. So Excadrill could just sweep, because I didn't want to bring in Excadrill on a Starmie because it wouldn't be able to do too much to it, and it would be much more effective for something like Altaria. So I end up bringing in Gyarados, thinking I can scare it out as a potential Mega or with Crunch, but it stays in, and now my Gyarados is pretty much dead. But I don't want to switch in anything else because I want everything else to stay healthy, and I just sack my Gyarados, which kind of sucks. But hey, I'll live without it for now. It didn't really do too much work against his team regardless. Although the Intimidate would have been nice. So now I want to get up my Sand so I can go for Rock Slide with Excadrill, but I misplay and I bring him in on Stealth Rock, which is really stupid on my part. And I was still getting used to Hyper Offense, so whatever, I misplayed. I'm going to have to make up for it. I go for Ice Beam, but because he knocked off the Expert Belt, it's not going to do nearly enough damage, and he U-turns out. He's Life Orb, and he's going to get some Regenerator health, which is really annoying, but Now I get to see what he brings in, and then I can get some switch advantage here. So he sends out Rotom Wash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out my Mega Lopunny, get a free Fake Out, Mega Evolution, and Fake Out does a heck of a lot of damage. And now I'm not sure if a return is going to KO, so I'm just going to play it safe because a lot of these Rotom Washes are really bulky defensive. So I go for High Jump Kick. You know, that always has the chance to miss, which would be really annoying, and that probably would have lost the game for me to here. And at this point, I don't want to switch in anything else on this. Maybe Talonflame, but they'll take a ton of damage and wouldn't be able to KO the T-Train, so I have to stay in with Mega Lopunny, and luckily I live in Overheat. I'm actually really shocked I did, and I end up taking it out with High Jump Kick. Torn T comes in, but Mega Lopunny is lightning fast, so I actually take it out with Return. He sends an Altaria. I'm just going to stay in with this thing. I outspeed, and I'm just going to get some damage off with Return. If he tries to Dragon Dance, he's going to get KO'd by a Return or Brave Bird in the next turn anyway, so yeah, I can send in my Excadrill here, threaten with an Iron Head, and I actually outspeed, which is pretty surprising, to be honest. Mega Altaria, usually a little bit faster, runs Dragon Dance, and he's going to send in Starmie now. I can just take this Earthquake, or not take this Earthquake, take this Hydro Pump and sack it so that I can bring in my Talonflame free of charge, go for a Choice Banded Brave Bird, and after that Life Orb recoil from the previous turn, I was fairly certain that Brave Bird would KO. And so that marks the end of our second game. I actually don't have a third game for you guys. These were two really fast games. I hope you enjoyed them. If you like Hyper Offense, if you enjoy watching these battles or this team, the 6 Deadly Sins, it's a Rate My Team. Go check it out. Although it's probably been seen all over Showdown by now. But Hyper Offense, fun style. I really enjoy it. It's fast paced, it's hard hitting, and it requires aggressive play. So if you enjoy this style, please let me know if you want to see a particular style play. Tell me in the comments, and I'll try and get one of those teams going for you guys. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode. But until then, this has been Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete. So remember that time I said there was another battle, but there actually was? Yeah, me too, and this is that time. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's get one more battle going. I didn't want that short episode to end so fast. So looking at his team, we got Mega Pincer, Heatran, and Rotom Wash, which are super annoying. Bisharp, you know, strong threat like usual. Mega Gardevoir, which is actually getting really popular. But as long as I got my Excadrill, I can pretty much destroy his team. Earthquake, Iron Head, Rock Slide. The only thing keeping me from sweeping his team is Rotom Wash. So that's going to be my biggest threat. So let's take this thing on. Of course, I'm going to lead with my T-Tar, get up that sand, and hopefully get up my rocks. The rocks will be really helpful against Mega Pincer. And he leads with Bisharp, and I'm like, oh baby, I just cannot wait to use this Fire Blast. I'm so excited to catch people off guard with this Tyranitar. It's so much fun. And now I'm willing to let this thing die. And the fact that it's player off Mist actually annoyed me because I wanted it to die so that I could bring in my Excadrill and start sweeping. But that is not the case. And I figured I might as well just get Earthquake damage off. And that's what I do, because now, even though Excadrill won't be able to sweep so much, I put a Azumarill, which is one of the Pokemon that might have been able to take on Excadrill with maybe a Choice Band Aqua Jet or something like that, is now in Brave Bird range. So I send in my Mega Lopunny, get that Mega Evolution, go for a Fake Out, get some damage off on Rotom Wash, which is really nice. I'm not sure if High Jump Kick is gonna kill or not, considering the Fake Out did 16%, unlike the previous one, which did 21% on that other Rotom. It's probably physically defensive, and because I don't have Sand, I'm not going to be able to use Excadrill as effectively as I would like to, so I'm okay with sacking it to a Will-O-Wisp or a Hydro Pump or whatever it wants to go to. I'm just going to go for Iron Head, and I'm surprised he brought in his Azumarill because, I don't know, my Excadrill is weakened. He could probably set up on it with something like... Actually, I don't know. He doesn't really have much to set up with now that I think about it. But regardless, I'm willing to just sack this thing. So he sends in Rotom Wash, I get off incredibly little amount of damage off, just to prevent full leftovers or recovery or whatever. And I can send in my Mew, go for Energy Ball quite safely. Obviously, he's going to go into Heatran, but I didn't want to risk it because Rotom Wash is the only thing keeping me from just decimating the rest of his team. So I also have Low Kick, which is a wonderful move. Mew, who can learn every single move in the game. You never know what to expect, and because of that Expert Belt, that's going to do a good amount of damage. So Heatran, gone. Just gone. And I'm still at 100% HP. Whatever he sends in. Pincer, I'm shocked here because I outspeed his Mega Pincer. I'm surprised he didn't go for Quick Attack with Aerolate. Like, that can do a lot of damage. And he probably saw that I'm Psychic type and went for some sort of bug move. But Fire Blast is going to KO that thing. And now, Gardevoir, I'm not going to switch out because I don't want anything else to get damaged because Brave Bird cleans this thing up. And Mega Lopunny does as well. So I go for Energy Ball, hope for that Spadef drop. And I'm just going to go for my Gyarados now. Waterfall, probably KO this thing, force that Rotom Wash in, and yeah, it's pretty much GG. There isn't much else to say about it. I can go into my Talonflame after this, so that I'm at like lower HP because of Stealth Rock and such, and that way he can't Pain Split up on my Lopunny and lower its health that way, or potentially Will-O-Wisp it. So it actually does make sense to go to my Talonflame first and then go into my Mega Lopunny. And then after he KOs this thing, whether it's with Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, or whatever, I can just go into Mega Lopunny, Fake Out, and then return, because I'm being incredibly overly cautious, because a base 40 Fake Out did 16%. A return would definitely KO this thing, but I just, yeah. And the guy was super salty about me wasting a turn by going for Fake Out. He was just like, why waste a turn, dude? And I was like, dude, I don't know. It's just playing it safe. Just playing it safe. It costs like 10 seconds of your life. But anyways, that was a good battle, and that is the actual end of this episode. Again, all the things I said earlier are true, and they still are true. So I'll see you guys in the next episode, but until then, this has been Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.